Summit Carbon Solutions wants to take and forever control our land for their private profit pipeline scam.
This week, the Iowa Utilities Board began what is expected to be several weeks of evidentiary hearings. When they are finished, the board will determine if a construction permit will be granted for the controversial Summit Carbon Solutions CO2 pipeline. Before the hearing began, about 200 landowners and supporters gathered outside the venue in Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Our safety, our land, our lives, and livelihoods are more important than Summit's private, for-profit bottom line.
This hazardous, risky pipeline.
Witnesses were concerned about who would be responsible for soil compaction, damage to drain tile, what they called ambiguous language in easement contracts, and the consequences of a pipeline rupture along the 700 miles of the Iowa portion of the Midwest Carbon Express. The bulk of those testifying objected to the possibility that Summit would be granted the right to use eminent domain when landowners refused to sign a voluntary easement.
The hazardous pipeline, as proposed, could limit future homes, livestock facilities, machine sheds, or other building expansions, and limit the versatility of our farming and future farming operations.
A spokesperson for Summit Carbon says they have signed easement agreements with 73% of the landowners along the 2,000-mile, $5.5 billion underground pipeline that stretches across 5 states. Monty Shaw, executive director of the Iowa Renewable Fuels Association, an industry advocacy group, says Summit Carbon is just satisfying the needs of their customers.
But we shouldn't pretend like when folks show up here in a lot of red shirts that they speak for the landowners. They speak for a minority of the landowners, a voice that's theirs to have and that should be heard. I'm not saying they shouldn't be here, let me be very clear, but they do not represent the vast majority, the supermajority of landowners.
The Iowa Utilities Board is expecting the testimony to last through the end of September. For Market to Market, I'm David Miller.